Hello there. And welcome to another stream. Wait, my Discord is way too big. Wait a minute. It's blocking the chat. Anyway, Heath is here saying Kyle's late. And then Kyle is here. Actually, you're both still a minute early. I did stream a bit earlier than usual. Perfect timing, true, thank you. And somehow Kyle has the #1 badge where Heath doesn't. So, I don't know what to say. I just finished episode 7. I haven't seen episode 7 yet because I'm here now to stream. Anyway. Also, I opened YouTube and I saw 2 interesting videos. One about why the prequels are bad, and then one about what a pleasant surprise. Let's have a look quickly.
What's wrong with the prequels?
Story.
True, my god.
I think the storylines are confusing, and I think they're too so full of special effects.
Confusing. I've actually never heard that criticism before. But okay.
And, you know, all the what do you call them, the computer-generated characters. I mean, I like real humans. I mean, I love robots, and I love Mandalorian, and I love all those characters. But they seem to be vacant of human relationships with humans. I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, interesting perspective.
There's a show that's currently airing right now.
He's going to be talking about the great JJK, right?
Now that's been such a pleasant delight.
No, wait, what's everyone talking about right now? I could not know. The Pit? That's something I've heard people say recently. Is there an anime? Free run? I have no idea.
Full surprise, I feel compelled to come out here and just wiggle my finger and preach the gospel. But before doing that, I believe there is a prerequisite yap that's needed to set the table here.
Oh my god.
And it is a subject that has been milked more than the Fast and Furious franchise. This is a topic that it's been discussed a billion times. It's more worn out than your grandpappy's crusty socks. Game of Thrones. There has never...
No way. Is this a pro Night of the Seven Kingdoms video?
been a show as big of... Forgive...
Oh boy. True. Anyway, we'll see. You must talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. What can I say? I already made a video. We'll get to it, don't worry. Bad day to be Chibi Reviews. What happened at Chibi Reviews? Did he die? Rip. What's so pleasant of a surprise? Well, I think it's going to be about the Night of the Seven Kingdoms is what I'm guessing. Who is Marcia Lucas? I don't know. I'd assume one of George Lucas's ex-wives. How many does he have? I have no idea. Marcia Lucas. Yeah, then husband George Lucas. I don't know, some ex-wife of George Lucas. I don't know. I was listening to that lady. Put her back on. No, she said 2 very dumb things, and I chalk it up to her just not knowing much about, you know, recent media discourse. He doesn't know. True. People love The Pit. Seems lame. It could be the gay hockey show. Oh no, they played the song. So I don't even know what that means. They played like the theme song. Kyle's been saying this for some reason. Surprised if everyone on planet apart from you two aren't pro. Surprised as if everyone on planet apart from you two aren't pro Dunk and Egg. You know, I haven't. So this is gonna sound crazy. I actually haven't seen people talk about it. I would assume people like it, and Kyle keeps telling me like, "Oh, this episode is like highly rated and stuff," but I haven't seen it anywhere really. But you know, I guess I'm seeing it now. I guess we'll see. George Lucas struck me as a one-wife guy. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. He has at least one ex-wife. I can tell you that. No, you haven't seen the chibi stuff. No, Kyle was, or Miller, someone was saying something in Kyle's Discord, and I didn't really follow it. The theme song was played in an epic moment. That's good. All right, wait, let's catch up on this first.
The remix had a little Porky Pig had a little Porky Pig episode right there, and now I can't stop scatmanning. I could edit all this out, but I'm not going to.
Huh? What did I just miss? What happened?
Never been a show as big of
okay, true. Oh god.
Forgive the remix. Had a little Porky Pig had a little Porky Pig episode right there, and now I can't stop scatmanning. I could edit all this out, but I'm not going to. Game of Thrones. There has never been a franchise or property.
Oh my god, I've heard that. You know what? We're not going to skip. We're going to listen to him say it.
As big as Game.
Let me guess. Man, it was so good. Everyone talked about it, and now no one talks about it. And it got bad at the end, right, guys?
Game of Thrones that has had such a colossal fuck up and an unfathomable fumble that it completely ruined its cultural footprint.
True.
For a decade, basically. Game of Thrones was a cultural juggernaut.
And now, no one talks about it.
And then season 8 rolled around, and it was so catastrophic, so abominable, that it ruined the entirety of the show and its identity in societal, mainstream conversation.
Right.
Now, whenever Game of Thrones gets brought up, it's usually followed by a sigh, remembering how great it was, and then how it all fell flat and was ruined. Right. Since season 8, there has been another show that spun off in the Game of Thrones universe called House of the Dragon.
Yep.
The first season, I really liked. A lot of people really liked it. The second season, quite a bit of a fall off. Pretty disappointing, but
Dang.
it's not, completely in the gutter or anything. Season 3 could
True.
bring it back and save it. But
I don't follow any of this discourse. What's the IMDb is my objective rating, okay? Let's have a look. How bad is it? First, let's get a baseline. Game of Thrones, okay? Alright, that's a pretty bad fall off, okay? Season 1, Season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then, oof, last season, terrible. Now let's see House of the Dragon. How bad are we talking? I mean, it's bad. It's not Game of Thrones bad, but it's like, people didn't like it at the end, I guess. Okay.
overall,
Oh, wait, you know what I'm really curious about? The Last of Us. Now, that was a terrible second season. Now, which one is it? This one, I'm guessing? Eh. Not that bad. Okay, interesting.
people's attitude when you take a temperature when it comes to Game of Thrones is not overly positive given what the IP has been through on, the screen. So when I heard that there was a new Game of Thrones a new Game of Thrones show set in this universe, I was apprehensive but willing to, give it a chance. And I'm glad I did. It's called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's currently airing. There's 4 episodes. It is so good. It reminds me so strongly of the glory days of Game of Thrones, the early seasons. It follows the adventure of Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg as he tries to make a name for himself. He wants to live.
Okay, interesting. I don't know. I've only seen 2 episodes, so maybe it changed a lot after. I don't know. Anyway. Watch the Chibi Reviews video, Ari? I don't know. I don't like to watch Chibi Reviews videos. But maybe, we'll see. This is the type of guy that likes Duncan Egg. I thought you liked Duncan Egg. Kyle read the book and said it was really good or something. Chibi going through his destiny arc. Rip. Cuckold. Chibi is right on the recommended. You don't even need to get Miller's link. Well, I'm sure I could go to Chibi Reviews and find it if I wanted to. Chibi is right there on... Oh, I read that already. Check Andor. What do you mean check it? What does that mean? Check for the website. I don't want Andor spoilers, and I'll find out what episodes people like. 6.7 or 6.7. I don't know. Check Succession. Now that's a show that I don't care about, so we can look that up. Succession. We should definitely be zooming out. Oh wow, we got better and better. Cool. Now you want to see a real show? Better Call Saul. Let's see. Now that's a show. My god. Amazing. And then we have Attack on Titan. You're going to see the great... When Studio Mappa took over, people just loved it so much. They didn't. Season 3, some people loved it. That's very funny. True. Check Avatar: The Last Airbender. Wow, okay. Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is my prediction. It just gets better and better, but they're all pretty much the same, but book 1 is the worst. That's the general opinion, right? Yeah, true. Wow. Can EliteAri please finish a video? I can tell you exactly what he was going to say. He was going to say, it's like Game of Thrones. It reminds me, it focuses on the small stories, There's no White Walkers. There's no crazy royal families, and it just follows the everyman, and it's so funny sometimes. That's exactly what he's gonna say. Okay. Look at those highs. True. I watched the first 3 seasons of Better Call Saul. I need to start season 4. That is true. It's the best show ever. Why stream start so late? Because I had a JJK video, and then I had a pluribus discussion to record. It's too much. Check Evangelion. Now that could be interesting. No, Neon Genesis. What does that mean? I've never considered it. Evangelion makes sense. What does Neon Genesis mean? The beginning of what? What is Neon? That's not the show, is it? Oh, it is. What's this weird poster? What a terrible poster. Okay. Oh, wow. The show gets better. Who would have known? Check Naruto. No, I don't want spoilers. Who cares what he's going to say? We want to see you get mad at what he says. Now, I'm not going to get mad. I only saw 2 episodes, and I thought that most people would probably like it. I just don't like comedy. I don't have a strong opinion. Why is my video here from 3 months ago? Ay. Shinseki Evangelion. Yeah. Do you want some roses? Not particularly, no. Shin is like new, right? I don't know. Seki is. Well, I would assume Genesis is like beginning or whatever. I don't know. What is Neon? Get mad. No. Check Severance. No, I want to watch that show. I don't want spoilers. Play the video at a random point. Okay, what a genius idea.
Because that would probably get into spoiler territory. But pretty much everyone
He's not even going to spoil it. It's funny.
Duncan meets is someone that is not just like some like flat throwaway character that's used as a stepping stone to like, you know, heighten your investment into Sir Duncan, which would be an extremely easy thing to do, where, you know, these characters are just, you know, one-dimensional and Sir Duncan's there to contrast the show, like, this is what a good man actually looks like. Those are just evil, boo, boo, boo. But they're actually complex characters that surround him that are very interesting in their own right. Like, I'm just very impressed with the character.
The characters are good.
From the little bits and pieces that I've read about this show, they've learned some lessons from previous Game of Thrones shenanigans.
There you go. We got the meta discourse.
Up, like if it does, you know, get shitty, I don't think it will. I really think it's in such a good spot right now. It has
and
such...
we got the positivity. It's gonna get better, guys. All right. Are you gonna watch Severance, Ari? One day I will. That is true. Oh yeah, big announcement, guys. I guess you guys on stream get to hear this first because I don't think I've tweeted it out yet. But there's gonna be 2 pluribus discussions a week. Okay. It's gonna come out on Tuesday and it's gonna come out on tomorrow or whatever, Saturday. So it's not going to take 9 weeks. It'll take, what, 4 weeks or something. So, you know, next to Andor, put Pluribus. So Andor and Pluribus both came out tomorrow. So get excited for that. How exciting. Anyway. Oh, not that video. The Chibi video. Where's the Chibi video? Fine. Well, first let me do my stuff. What am I doing? Because I actually have a video I want to watch today. But I probably won't watch much of it because I don't know too much of the context. I want to watch this one. This video is about Wei Lin Zhang. How do you say that? I don't know. We'll get to that. Chibi reviews. Let's see. I lost everything.
I'm making this video as more of a statement to myself. This video is for me. To put all my thoughts together and...
Lovely. Tell us.
Just work things out in my own way. Because one of the ways I've always gotten through trauma and hardships in my life, especially in these last years, is to just focus on work. He saved my life.
Wait, what?
But he shows up.
I don't know what this is. This looks too depressing. I don't want to deal with this. That's an off-stream kind of thing, okay? It's, oh my god. Keith is very excited. No, not the chibi. What? You watched the whole thing for that? I don't know what you're talking about. You told me to click on that. I have no idea what's happening. But I'm done. I'm not doing this chibi depressed crying on camera thing. Okay, god. You gotta watch Cyberpunk videos. Oh yeah, true. We have to plan a stream for that, actually. That's not today. Well, I guess it could be today. I don't know. No, probably not. No, we're gonna watch this one. This video is about Wei Lin Zhang. I gotta look this up. How do you pronounce it? How to pronounce this. Alright. What the hell is this? Oh.
You are looking at Julie.
Oh my god. What is this man's voice? Watch the whole thing.
You are looking at Julian's pronunciation guide, where we look at how to pronounce better some of the most mispronounced words in the world, like this other curious word. But how do you say what you're looking for today?
Croissant. I don't know.
We are looking
Zhang.
at how to say this name and more confusing names, including from Chinese and Mandarin.
I only care about this name.
Make sure to stay tuned. Zhang.
Zhang? I'm not going to be saying that. Oh my god. How to... Did I say Hassan? Oh, I did. How to pronounce Zhang.
The pronunciation in Chinese is Zhang.
Okay. Weilin Zhang. Okay, we did it. Easy. That's my Chinese family name. Zhang. Cool. How exciting. Anyway, wait, before we do this, there's too much to do. I haven't even gone through Twitter yet. I'm getting so distracted so easily. Where's my channel? I want to see my channel. Okay. I don't think I've tweeted much. Oh, there's been a lot that's happened, actually. Wait, oh my god. The Ruby thing, yeah, the Takeru. Oh yeah, this is cool. Kirara fan art. Yeah, I rewatched Chainsaw Man with a friend. in the dub this time. I've seen the whole dub, if you can believe it. The Chainsaw Man movie, sorry, specifically. There's great Caulifla fan art. This is Bacon's video. Oh, I'm not gonna watch it now, but I watched this off stream. Good video. I said, nice short vid, and I stand by this. It is a nice short vid. So if you've seen Orb, go watch Bacon's video. But I have done a... We'll talk about it. Pluribus. What is it? Oh, yeah. Without naming the show, tell me a line that the fans will instantly recognize. What's that supposed to mean? Which is a great Weiss Schnee quote from Ruby. So we love that. Fami, or... Yeah, we'll just call it Fami fan art. This is cool. Cool, like, coloring of a famous manga panel of Asa Mitsuka. Awesome. And this was great. This is a great fan art. For people who don't know, this is basically the villain character in Duckopi's Original Sin, and she is dressed up as Homelander from The Boys. Very funny. And then here we are. That's it. Okay. Now, in terms of videos, I have had an Orb discussion. The Orb discussions will roughly be coming out once every 2 weeks, depending on Bacon's availability. Where the hell is it? Oh, here. What else have I done? So this Shinji video came out. I think it got more views than I was ever expecting. 1,000 views, basically. Darwin Incidents. I had this video, Jujutsu Kaisen's most confusing character, which has 6.3k views and is now rising once again, because I think the latest episode came out. This is my least favorite of my 3 thumbnail and title combinations, but it was the winner, so here we are. I'll leave it like this until eventually it dies off, and then I'll like put the better thumbnail that I like more. 249 comments that I think I might have read like 3 of them. It's just, it's about what you would expect, I think. So yeah. So that came out. Good video. I think it's like an okay. I don't think I like I said last time, it shouldn't be an EliteAri video, but I think it's fine. I started Andor. Now that's a good show, my goodness. At least episode 1 was very good. One Piece is still going. I'm almost caught up on what I've seen before I started the anime, so I'm excited to finally catch up. I will not be watching the trailer for the One Piece live action because I don't want to get spoiled on what's coming up, because I'm legitimately excited to finally get the stuff that I don't know in the anime, so I don't want to see what's happening in the live action. Now, the real question is, what do I do when the actual live action comes out? And I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Like, I might watch it. Like, I might do reactions to... Not reactions. I might do, like, reviews or something. Or I might not watch it. Like, I truly don't know. My strongest motivation for watching season 1, basically the only reason I watched it is out of spite. For, like, people who were dooming, saying it was going to be bad. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it anyway. You know, I don't, like, who cares? I'm going to boost those numbers. But turns out people like it. So I have basically no motivation now to watch it, because it wasn't really that good. But I don't know. It is what it is. But true, the Orb discussion came out. Me and Bacon are doing 3 episode clusters of episodes. This was a very good set of 3 episodes. I am curious where it's going, because there's a big change at the end of this set of episodes. But I do like Orb so far quite a lot. Pluribus, we have started. Episode 1 is out. The next episode will be coming out tomorrow, so look forward to that. Not getting many views. I suspect none of these will get many reviews, but it is what it is. Me and Kyle did a Cyberpunk Edgerunners discussion, excuse me. Well, hello. Which got way more views than I was also expecting, but, you know, it is what it is. Then I had the Darwin Incident reaction. It was a pretty crazy episode, so it has 500 views, and I think it is still going up. Pretty crazy. And then we have this week's JJK video. This is getting way more views than I expected to. This is like this is a bad video. Of all the videos I've made so far, this is probably the worst one. Maybe the second one was worse, like for episode 2 or episode 3 or whatever, because it was just explanations, but I don't know. I finished this episode and I was like, I don't know what on earth to talk about here. So I just thought of something and made this. So there we are. The Subversion of Kenjaku. And Bacon said, whoa, what a wonderful video. But I can't tell if he's like joking, and because I don't know if he's up to date and he's just saying this like to support me and he hasn't actually watched the video, or he actually has. I don't know. And then we also got 2 other comments. May as well read them out. The opening. Creedon, cute vid Ari, yes, thank you. And then Kinusa Media says, Ari, you need to watch Angel's Egg so you can make the right comparisons, since the music is literally literally sounds right out of that masterpiece. So true, I should. No, I'm waiting for the remaster to come to digital so I can watch it. And that's it. Those are my videos this week. I'm very happy. I made a lot of videos and they're good. It's quite common, I think. It is a name I've heard a lot. Zhang. There's something in the waiting room, or someone in the waiting room. That is true. Ebigu is in the waiting room. I mean, if I speak, I am in big trouble. I see you trying to copy Studio Gek with that pluribus discussion title. Oh yeah, you know what? Unironically, it did cross my mind. They didn't inspire me in that, like, I guess they weren't an inspiration for it, but as soon as I wrote it, I was like, oh my god, that's like what Studio Gek does with the anime haters watch something. And like, obviously they're not anime haters, but they still put it in the title. So I thought, you know, Kyle's not really a Vince Gilligan hater, but I'll still put it in the title. Why not? So there we are. I was a little bit motivated by them. Not motivated. They sustained my otherwise lack of conviction that I would have changed the title, but I didn't because they succeeded. I forgot I can go back and watch Ari's Cyberpunk reactions now. True. I don't know how much value you'll find in them. I don't know how good the reactions are. I think maybe the last one was okay. I don't know. Some every now and then there's probably an interesting reaction, but you know, they're not the most eventful. Now the Darwin incident reactions, those ones I have things to say. Oh my god. I actually tried to do a little bit of market research, you know. And when I say that, I mean I tried to look up other reactions to the Darwin incident, and I looked at like 3 of them, and my god, like, people, how do I even, okay, true, see how there's like a split here in my timeline, and this is where the reaction ends, and this is where it starts, and this is where it ends, and there's like a massive discussion, for like, for those 3 videos I saw, I think the discussion part, like, starts over, you can't even see it because my thing's in the way, but here, okay? They have like a 30, they watch the episode, they do the reaction, they say, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. They do the things that I do as well, and they ask questions like I do. And then they go, guys, that was a crazy episode, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. You know, please leave a comment below. What do you think? And then that's the whole discussion. So I feel like at least I'm providing some value in these reviews here, or reactions. So yeah. You know, we don't know how good we have it with the Great Blind Wave, the normies, like all the mainstream channels, okay? They have at least somewhat of a contribution to the things they're watching. But yeah, I'm still on episode 3 of the Darwin incident, so I can't watch. Well, wait another 6 weeks and then you can binge it, I guess, right? Kyle says, I am a hater. True. The people are retarded, says Kyle. I'm surprised you can say retarded in the chat, but I guess it is what it is. Discussion is boring. No, discussions are the best part. That's why I like Film Buff so much. Which, did you hear the bad news, guys? Sad thing. You know how he said he was going to react to Evangelion and Vinland Saga and all that put on YouTube? A tragedy has happened in the Film Buff family. Episode 2 will go up later than expected. There was a death in the family. I have been busy with arrangements the past week. Poor Film Buff. He's struggling. We wish him the best. We love Film Buff. He makes great videos. So, you know, when they're out, they're out. When the anime is directed like an indie film. Alright, let's watch. Wait.
It's a bit of a cliche to call something pure cinema nowadays. You know from the meme, calling something Kino is just a buzzword. But Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 has undergone one of the most radical reinventions I've ever seen a seasonal anime go through. The hyper-intentional artistic...
You know what would be interesting? Because I've seen like a lot of... Like, firstly, my video like this succeeded and it got like 45,000 views. I've seen this video obviously got like 20,000 views. I've seen another video that got like 200,000 views. There's a lot of videos that basically all say the same thing, which is that, man... JJK is so different now, guys. It's so, like, the directing is so different. And they all make the same point. I am part of this. I've made the same point many times. I practically make the same point every week in my review of JJK. But I wonder, how many times can a single channel make the same point? Like, I wonder if you publish, like, a slightly different video with the exact same point, with a very different, like, title and thumbnail, I wonder if you'd get like 20,000 views like every week if you just like publish it. I am curious because I doubt people like, they're not like your viewers who are clicking on this. It's like just a generic audience of like people who this is being recommended to. So who knows? Anyway. Do you think Blind Wave will ever watch the Darwin incident? No, I don't. You know why? Let's have a look. My anime list. The Darwin incident anime. This is why. 33,000 members. Actually, this is way higher than I thought it was. I think I mixed up these two numbers. I thought it was only 5,000 people, but no, 33,000 people. Not very popular, so I don't think they're ever going to watch it. Film Buff was finna lie. I don't think he's lying. I think someone died in his family, and it's, you know, poor Film Buff. He has to go, he has to do his duties. That's what happens when someone dies. How many times has someone died? Well, I feel like a lot of people die every year, right? I don't know. Still waiting for Film Buff. One day, the video will come out. Right now, I think it's scheduled for March, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, grieving is a process. Anyway, so I'm sure Monker Man will give us the context, but I have technically read the article. And when I say read it, I mean I read like 2 sentences, and I thought this is a person who is very either like doesn't speak English, which is very possible, or is a very bad writer. Because their thoughts were not very, they weren't making much sense to me. I felt like there's a lot of context I was missing, and I thought I don't have the time for this because I have no idea what's going on here. But it was like they were talking about how there's like I could not even tell you. The impression I got was that they were very anti, like they didn't like their peers or something, or they thought their peers were like lazy or something, and the companies weren't like pushing them hard enough or so. I truly cannot tell you, but it was like something to do with companies and work ethic and the quality of work, and there was like some objective like, oh, the society can be made better if artists like didn't exist or like they existed more, or it was like a weird, I could not understand this, so I just didn't really think much about it. But Monker Man has made a great short 20-minute video about this, so we'll see how far into this we get. But probably not very far is my guess, but let's see.
Weilin Zhang is literally me.
Oh, I could have just seen him pronounce it. What? Oh my god.
Weilin Zhang is literally me. No, he's not. But let's pretend he was
Oh, that was a good intro.
for this one video. This is for a very simple reason. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes so that I can relate to him. This is not an animation analysis video. This is not an animator spotlight about Weilin either. This is just about him. About
Wow.
me. So why am I making this video? Especially why now? Some of you might be thinking it's because I think he's a generation talent. Some others might be thinking it's because he called himself that. But no, this is not because of any controversy or anything. This is because of procrastination. I was supposed to make this video a long time back. Ideally when he was done creating his webpage for I Love You, his manga. But now I'm done procrastinating. I'm making this video right now. Because I'm
Wait,
making a page.
is it about a different thing? Did I just read the wrong? Wait, maybe I didn't. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe this is a completely different article to what I was thinking. Actually, no, this is definitely the great article. Okay.
Out of his book, quite literally. I know this time of mine can be utilized elsewhere on making videos that you guys really want me to make, just like how there are works that Weilin could be and honestly should be doing once that would properly utilize his talent. Instead, all of his focus right now is going into his manga, and that is the primary focus of this video. I don't have any skill. I'm not extraordinary at anything. I am the physical embodiment of average. But if I do have one skill, one thing that I'm better than most at,
YouTube videos.
is that I see people. Communicating with other
Okay.
members of our species has always been easy to me. I've never really enjoyed it per se, but I've just been good at it. And with all of my time that I spend in solitude comes a lot of time that I can use for self-reflection and understanding myself. I believe I understand myself better than most people understand themselves. This skill of mine has only been honed by 3 incredibly long years that I spent in customer service. It takes me maybe 10 seconds to understand a person who is not that complicated, which is a lot of people. With this understanding of people that I have came a revelation. I hate people, but I do love representation of people. And so does Weilin. Now, Weilin Zhang is a bit of a weirdo. You have to be at least...
Boy, what did it say? Wait.
So does Weilin. Now, Weilin Zhang is a bit of a...
Okay. Let us quickly address the most straightforward solution, a simple career switch. This would be an obvious solution if it wasn't for the fact that I am the best animator of my generation, and I'm unfortunately not dumb enough to be ignorant to the effect on the art form as a whole if I were to walk away from the inconveniently large amount of genius I was, for some reason, endowed with. I am comfortably aware that I represent Japanese animation to some extent. I also love animation, and it's hard for me to stand aside and watch my colleagues do everything in their ability to bastardize the potentials of this medium. I will not explain what I mean by this. True.
For weirdo. You have to be at least a little bit weird.
That sounds a little like Kyle when he's talking about his ideas about making videos.
Now, Weilin Zhang is a bit of a weirdo. You have to be at least a little bit weird to be as good as he is in whatever field you are in. I have watched a lot of incredible works of art, but there's something about what Weilin
Is this what this looks like Naruto or
creates that
something?
allows me to play it back in my head, scene by scene, with great detail. Something about what he does is incredibly memorable. Most animators are enigmas. All of our understanding of someone as big as Nozomu Abe comes from his work. At best, sometimes you can communicate with these guys on Twitter, but Weilin Zhang has the aura of a person. It's easy for us to know more about him. That's not limited to his animation. Weilin has these long, elaborate interviews with other artists of his caliber where he's talking about art, his inspirations, why he creates art. I especially love his interview with Hamlu, the latter half of it. A good portion of that conversation feels like
So this is just about the, what is this? I thought this was going to be all about the article, but I guess it's a more broader, you know, position or like understanding some animator that I don't know anything about. So I don't know how interesting this is going to be. Work them harder, pay them less. No, stop overworking them. Give them good pay. Anyway, this is how I feel about myself. Well, look at that. I made the same joke. Surely I would be doing evil to stop making videos. Yes, okay. Anyway. Do I want to watch more of this? We want the controversy.
I was. This reads like a mental breakdown. He calls himself the world's best. That is his duty to prevent his colleagues from bastardizing the medium. And he says that the anime industry is a net negative to society, which, surprise, surprise, I actually agree with. I'll explain it later. But there is something that I really don't agree with him on, and that is that he blames the artists for it, not the industry itself, not the suits, not the people.
Okay, this is retarded. Okay, sure. Oh, do I want to? Okay. Okay, no, I have to. Okay. What's it called? 2-minute papers. I watched the most. I watched a very bad video a few weeks ago. Okay. This was embarrassing. I like this channel usually. Okay.
Whew. I gotta speak out about something. I have to, because many people have no idea what is going on. In fact, I don't even know what the video part of the content of this one will be. Perhaps some highlights from previous episodes. My apologies for that. I am not a talking head person, and I have never done this kind of video. But I need to talk to you about something today. One, many people say they are surprised. They are surprised because they suddenly see their favorite channels dipping more into lower quality, higher click volume content. Virality over depth. Then sell them to the highest bidder, sponsors, and trust me, that's not going to be the best product for you, the viewers. Thus, some of them started working with very questionable sponsors, and this is happening on a mass scale on many channels. Okay, so why is that? Well, because many of your favorite YouTube channels have been sold to private equity companies. That's right. Some of them tell you about it, some of them won't say a word. I'll tell you whether 2-minute papers has been sold or not in a moment. So now, many channels are being sold and are now being run by private equity firms. They approached us too, and let's be honest, many of these deals come with millions and millions of dollars. So, what did I do? Well, hold on to your papers, fellow scholars, because I have a big announcement to make today. And the big announcement is that from now on, the content here on this channel is going to be elevated, because we don't take any money from these people. Never. I declined every offer. I kept the only...
Believe it or not, the next 9 minutes are this on loop. Okay? Now, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not. But that's what I remember. I watched this, and throughout the whole video, you know what he said? He said, you know, these videos, they're bad. But this channel, we don't take money. We make good videos. We don't take money. And that was the whole... He kept saying that on loop, on loop, on loop. And it was like, okay, thanks, man. I don't know why you felt the need to make this, but... Yep. So that was certainly interesting. Okay? Anyway. Oh my god, that's that manga we just saw, right? Isle of You. Wow, we're learning things. Look at this. Bad word, Ari. True. Ari engaged with the topic. I don't know enough about the topic. This is a good video. It is not a good video. Anyway. So I guess with that, I'm done. I got nothing else. What on earth is this? Mr. Beast's least viewed video is odd. So Mr. Beast's least viewed video is going to be some random video when he was like 12 years old on his channel from like 20 years ago. Well, not 20, like 7 years ago.
Do you know what Mr. Beast's least viewed video is?
It'll be like top 10 materials used in headphone manufacturing. So he used to make like random videos. He'd make a video every day and he was like 14 or something. So I don't know, it's gonna be some random video.
Yeah, he's the most viewed creator on the platform, gets billions of views, and rivals most A-list celebrities. So the question of what his least viewed video is, I'd say is one that's pretty interesting. Except, whatever answer you give me will...
He has like, it's gotta be like thousands of videos on his channel, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 3,000 videos or something. How do we even find this? Wait. Wow, it's already... That's way less than I thought, actually. It's only 1,000. Damn. All right.
Will likely be wrong. You see, if you scroll down now, you'll see that the least viewed video has 62,000 views. But so does the one above that, and the one above that, and the one above that, and yeah, it keeps going. As of recording, 172 of Mr. Beast's videos are in the 62,000 range. For reference, there are 944 videos on his entire channel, meaning close to 20%.
I'm kind of surprised it's that low.
Of Mr. Beast's videos have 62,000 views. The only runner-up whenever it comes to condensed view count is at 63,000 views with 11. So what, does Mr. Beast buy his channel or something to keep the minimum video at
Let's speculate. First, let's see if it's true, and then we can speculate. That's interesting. Interesting observation. Wait, what on earth? Wait, what channel was that? Wait. Was it an old channel? Or is he... Wait, what? I'm so confused. What? Am I looking at the wrong channel? Or did he already filter them out? Wait, what? 6 uses for your advanced warfare disc. It's not oldest? You would go by popular and then scroll to the bottom. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, then that... Okay, okay, sorry. That changes everything then. This means nothing then. Like, this... He has literally 1,000 videos. There could be... Like, if you plot the distribution of the viewership, I would imagine maybe that's, like, the mean, like... Not the mean. Like, that'd be the mode or whatever. Like, there might be a lot of, like, 62,000 things, right? How many did he say there were?
52,000 views. But so does the one... And yeah, it keeps going. 2,000 range.
172. Is that crazy? 172. Okay. Draw online. We're gonna figure this out, okay? Before he tells us. What is it? I want a simple one. Simple. Start drawing. Okay. Line. So this is views. So this is going to be like, it's probably going to be some log scale, okay? Or something. But this is going to be like 5, let's just do millions. Literally a lot of millions, okay? Big numbers. Mr. Beast gets millions and millions of views, okay? And this is going to be like thousands, okay? Like very, like maybe like 10,000, whatever. 60,000 is what this guy said is like the lowest. What I imagine is that Mr. Beast has been successful for like really big successful for maybe like 4 years, 5 years, something like that. So if he makes like one video every 2 weeks or so that's going to be, what are we doing? So there's what, 52 weeks, 26 in a year times like, let's say 3 years, 78 videos out of 1,000. Okay. We're going to have 2 graphs. These are the predictions, okay? This is terrible. Number of vids. This is what I'm guessing. It's probably going to look something like this. There's going to be a lot of videos over here in the, like, early days. This is not the number of vids. This is year. And then this is vids. I'm guessing he has a lot of videos here, and then it goes down to here, and then he's starting to make a bit more now. And these are also going to be the least viewed videos, because he became way more successful later, but there's a lot fewer of them here. So my guess would be, it'll be like, what's it going to be? I'm actually curious. I don't know, actually. But I would guess it'd be something like, something like that is my guess. Where there's going to be like, this will be like the 1 million mark or something. And there's going to be like a few videos that are going to have over 1 million views. And there's going to be like a lot of them that are less than 1 million views. And then I'm guessing the like most common will be like 60,000 or whatever. 63K. And that's my guess. Okay. Now let's see the answer. First, let me read chat, and then we can see the answer, okay? Okay, heading out. Thank you for stream. You're welcome. Also, I should check the live chat just in case Miller's here. I just forgot. His view botting. I would be very surprised. No one would ever be dumb enough to watch a Mr. Beast video. True. Okay, let's go.
For reference, there are 944 videos on his entire channel, meaning close to 20.
Oh my god, does that mean there's more? 949. Oh my god, he keeps publishing. 20% is not much. In a distribution like what I just drew, we'll see. Maybe it is going to be like some weird thing, but like, Like that, wait. That's like 20%, right? I don't know.
Of Mr. Beast's videos have 62,000 views. The only runner-up whenever it comes to condensed view count is at 63,000 views with 11. So what, does Mr. Beast buy his channel or something to keep the minimum video at 62,000 views? Mr. Beast view buy confirmed, oh my gosh. Yeah, if he did that, that would be the title and thumbnail. So what is it then? Why do so many of his videos have 62,000 views? Well, I think to get to the bottom of this, it helps to actually look at the view graph over time. What we find while looking at these is that they—
Oh my god, he did the thing. This is what I wanted. Wait, that's not what I wanted though. Wait, was it? Oh no, it's gone. I also lost it. Wait. So this was views. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted the number of videos. Something like that. But what has he got? The... Oh boy, what am I looking at? The total views. What on earth? How did he even get this data?
What we find while looking at these is that
So this is for all the 62,000 viewed videos on his channel. I guess maybe on view stats, Mr. Beast, because he owns the website, he like publishes this stuff or something? How else would you have this? But okay.
they all basically get a consistent and steady stream of views across the years. But an interesting note is that when you look at the graphs, anytime there's a spike, it's almost immediately preceded by
A spike? I mean, I get... I don't know about this. Okay.
flattening of views. That's our first clue. Our second clue comes from this. You see, these are the views on what YouTube currently shows as Mr. Beast's least viewed video. But if you click on the very next video in the list, it technically has fewer views. You see, YouTube doesn't immediately update these lists, with it typically taking a day or two to update them and reflect the actual view count. However, this can also show us that for some reason, the video that's listed as the least viewed is getting slightly more views than videos that aren't listed as the least viewed. I think that's the last clue we need to find the real reason. You see, I'm not the first person to check what Mr.
I feel like having this graph here would like clear this up a lot, but maybe not.
Beast's least viewed video is. I'm sure not everyone has, but even if 0.1% of Mr. Beast's massive audience has wondered that and gone through the effort of scrolling down to see what his least viewed video is and watched it, then that's hundreds of thousands of views. But seeing as the least viewed video constantly changes, the views begin to become evenly distributed at the bottom. But as the average...
That would make sense. I didn't even consider that. That is a good point. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
rises, more and more videos get caught into this loop. A few months ago, when I found this phenomenon, his lowest viewed videos were at 59,000 views, and I was able to find a Reddit post from a few months before that had it even lower. This explains both the constant growth in views and the spikes and dips in views, as if a video happens to get a couple extra views than average, it will fall out of this loop, and therefore it will get fewer views until the loop eventually catches up again, putting it at the bottom and starting this cycle over. It's not viewbots, it's just curious people wanting to see what the least viewed video of the largest channel on this platform is.
This was a way more interesting conclusion than I thought. That is a good point. Wow.
And seeing as Mr. Beast has uploaded so many videos over the years, many of which being not of the highest quality, the only way many of these videos are going to get views...
What did that say? This poem was 100% written by Mr. Okay, interesting.
The only way many of these videos are going to get views is through people doing this. The algorithm likely hasn't pushed many of these videos to a single person since the day they were uploaded. It's also interesting to note that there likely aren't many other channels, if any, that have a phenomenon like this. Mr. Beast's channel just happens to have the perfect mix of a large enough audience for this phenomenon to be noticeable while having just the right amount of low quality videos to where they'll only be seen through this method, while not having so many that it's impossible to scroll to the bottom. In other words, this is probably the only case where a YouTuber can have such flat views across such a large chunk of videos on their channel. So I guess the answer to what is Mr. Beast's least viewed video is all of them. Every single one of them, and in a few months, probably all of these too. And as I seem to have been the one to find this phenomenon, I guess I also get to name it, so say hello to the Beastie Snowball phenomenon. I don't know, I'm not good with names. If you find any other channel that has this, feel free to let me know because I would be extremely interested. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads, and I will see you tomorrow!
That had a good conclusion. I don't know if I'd say the video overall was good, but I liked it. Interesting. What other videos do they make? Why you should care that people are going to the moon? Because the moon's cool. YouTube's most important channel. YouTube's broken monetization system. Do subscribers still matter? Okay, interesting. I wonder how Heath found this channel. Anyway. Quick question, bro. Go ahead, hit me with it. The answer to this is pretty funny. It's an interesting answer. It wouldn't have crossed my mind, but it makes perfect sense. I'm more curious about the distribution thing, and maybe I'll plot that after I finish streaming. But let's think. Is there another channel we can think of? What about, like... Well, how on earth would we even investigate this? Like Film Buff or something. But the problem is with, like, channels like this... No, he's gonna have, like, 100... Like, way too many. Well, he only has 800 videos, but no one's gonna care to, like, go to his least... Okay, let's think. How many does MKBHD have? Probably, like, a lot of videos, right? A lot of videos. Okay. We got to think about popular niches. Like DBZA. But they might have like a ridiculous amount. 700? Not what? Popular. How long would it take to get to the bottom of this? But people wouldn't be interested in this. Yeah, I don't know. Too much effort. I just got that video on my For You page. Oh, interesting. I set perfect videos. Holy. What time is it? How long have I been streaming? Okay, I can stream for another, like, half hour, maybe. Let's see. Oh my god, another one. Is JJK Season 3 a bad adaptation? Oh my god. Really? Is it? Oh my god.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 is disrespectful to the manga. Jujutsu Kaisen Season...
Oh, okay, it's about... Okay, I for some reason, I thought it'd be like an analysis or something, but it's a discourse video. Okay. Wait, we should leave a comment on this small channel and say, that was interesting. Actually, maybe not. This is actually Mr. Beast? Alright, he's got enough support. I don't need to leave a comment anymore. Okay. Maybe I should make a Mr. Beast related video or something. Oh my god. Everything's a bad adaptation. Wow. Ay. Okay, so Kyle has sent me 3 high-level, like big channel overview videos about Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And I think his intention is to make me say bad things about the show, because these people are going to say it's the best thing ever. So let's see. Now, there's 3 videos here that he's sent. From Gigic, Critical, and Mother's Basement. Now, I feel like I'm probably going to like Critical's the best, and then Mother's Basement, and I'm probably going to like Gigic's the least, because I don't think I like Gigic videos in general. I don't think I've ever seen one where I'm like, that was a good video, but...
Did this come from? Seeing the explosion of anime in the past 10 years was bloody exciting if you were an anime fan before. Suddenly, this niche little medium you loved was starting to get noticed by a wider audience, and that was a good thing, because this must have meant so many more great anime that would have never been made before might just be on the horizon. The small, fan-run companies we followed got an injection of money they needed. Big players were starting to get into the game. There was so much potential for cool projects, so much promise of the medium being taken to the next level. It was hectic. It was exciting. The possibility...
What on earth is this?
Being taken to the next...
What is this? Someone tell me. Heath? Whoever? Anyone?
Level. It was hectic.
This looks sick. What is this? She's like a lightsaber and she's spinning it.
Being taken to the next level. It was...
This better not be like Fate Zero or something. Okay. What is this?
Much promise of the medium being taken to the next...
Who is this character? Identify it. Sword Art Online? What? That has cool scenes like this? That movie I watched was okay, I guess. I've seen one movie and it was actually okay. What was it? Like Sword Art Online 2022 movie? Maybe? Was there also a 2021 movie? Because it was one of these years. Oh no, I don't know which one it was. I'll tell you based on the plotline, okay? Oh no, it was released. Wait, what? It's probably this one, I'm guessing. No, maybe it wasn't. Do they come out every year? The plot was this person got sent into a video game, and if they take the helmet off or whatever that sends them in there, they die. And then she got paired up with a guy, and the guy was like, really, he was like short and like nerdy, and no, he wasn't nerdy. He was like short, and he reminded me of Captain Levi from Attack on Titan, you know? And the girl and the guy, I think they were like dating, or they weren't dating, but they were like blushing at each other or something. So I think they're dating. They're not dating, but one day they will or something. I don't know. And then they fought inside a building, and it was like a labyrinth or like a dungeon or something, and they had to get past it, and they won in the end, I think. And there was Madoka Magica music playing, because the composer of the Madoka Magica series was also the composer for this movie, which was cool. And I figured that out before I looked it up, and I was like, this sounds a lot like Madoka Magica, and it was. Now, I don't know what movie that was, but, you know, I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Anyway. Kirito's a boy. Yeah, that was the boy's name. Is this him? This is a guy? I guess it could be.
So much promise.
Some people think Kirara is a guy, so...
The medium being taken to the next level.
He's got long hair. I don't remember him having long hair. I thought it was short, but okay. He has a female avatar. Oh, okay. In that specific game, okay. Sword Art Online Progressive is just Sword Art Online, except it's told from Asuna. Yeah, Asuna. That's the girl, right? Asuna is Sword Art Online. Yeah, she was the main character. I assumed that in the show she would have been the main character. So from Asuna's perspective instead of... Oh, so the guy is the main character of the anime? That's interesting. It was a good movie. Have I... Wait, surely I would have, like, reviewed it or something, right? Letterboxd EliteAri. How on earth would I even find this? Animation? Maybe? Okay, do we see it anyway, guys? Maybe I just forgot to put it on my letterbox. Wow, that might be the only movie that is not on my letterbox. Crazy. Girls can't be main characters. What about the great Revy from Black Lagoon? Or the great Roberta in Roberta's Blood Trail? Or the great Mikasa Ackerman in Attack on Titan? Or the great Asa Mitsuka, like Kyle has pointed out. True, good point.
It was hectic. It was exciting. The possibilities seemed endless. And what did we get?
We've been preparing our whole lives for this day.
One thing we did get was more anime, but that didn't necessarily mean that was more great anime. The shows you wanted to watch were split across a million different streaming platforms, and some of the shows you were excited for had all their possible hype killed when the wrong platform picked it up. This wasn't on the fine print of the expectations we had, but every so often there comes along a project that makes me remember, alright, maybe anime getting worldwide recognition wasn't such a bad thing after all. Cyberpunk Edge Runners might be one of the most exciting collaborative projects I've seen in years. Coming from Studio Trigger and CD's Nuts Project Red, this was the type of project we were waiting for. Following their very successful launch of Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red obviously saw potential for more stories to take place in the world they had crafted, and in the process might have accidentally made one of the best things to come out all year. Continuing this unexpected but wonderful trend of animated video game adaptations slapping harder than an Asian parent who'd just been given a bad report card. That's right, guys. I'm a real gamer. Not because I play them, but because I watch them. Which is the perfect time to talk about today's sponsor. And a major update is on just 30 Crystal 2000 dystopian nightmare called the United States of America. I mean, Night City. David is a kid just trying to survive in the city.
I can't with the humor. Okay, I can't. Alright. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is peak punk anime. Ignoring all the perfect CGDCT. What on earth does that stand for? Shows where disgusting men don't exist. I have no... Card game decreased casting time. I have no idea, but okay, true.
What is punk? That's a surprisingly tough... What is punk? That's a surprisingly tough question. It's easy enough to identify what punk isn't, like the Sex Pistols, but their posing is only so easy to spot because it's so hard to grasp and codify.
I have no idea what punk is. Isn't a punk like someone who is disobeying the law or something? I don't know.
What punk really is. You can ape the aesthetic, parrot the...
Define punk. What? Music? What? A criminal or troublemaker? Oh my god, I'm a genius. That's what I got it right. All right.
Culture perfectly reproduce the style of top acts and still get pegged as a fake-ass boy band because in hitting those marketing targets, you missed the fucking point. Punk is an attitude, an ethos. It is the hot, passionate sound of the human spirit screaming out against a cold, uncaring world that would constrain and commodify it. And in the world of anime, nobody embodies that ethos better than Hiroyuki Imaishi and Studio Trigger. It comes through in their heroes who spit in the face of authority and in their bold, experimental style that
Why is the music so quiet?
flies in the face of conventional animation standards. There is no anime team or artist, period, better equipped to put the punk back in cyberpunk than Trigger. So I went into their new Netflix original site.
This guy doesn't edit his own videos, right? There's no way. Interesting.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners with my expectations sky high, and it still blew them out of the water. Here's why. After this word from our Corpo sponsor, has this ever happened? Of course, it wouldn't be fair to credit Edgerunner's immense quality solely to Imaishi. I just didn't have time to say any more names before that ad had to run. What can I say? We live in a society. Yo Yoshinari serves as the series' character designer, and most of you probably have no idea who that is or why that's the most perfect casting imaginable, but dude was the mechanical animation director for Neon Genesis Evan fucking Gelion, who then went on to design all the mechs in Tengen Toppa Gurren fucking Lagann, and then he created Little Witch Academia along with all of its incredible characters, which is all extremely relevant experience for creating a grungy undercity full of badass, blinged out
Well, you know, I'm sure it's a good video. Now we're going to get to the actual good video. Moist Critical. He will make the best review video. It's going to be great. I can't with the humor. That is true. I said that about Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I say it about Geek videos too. Cute girls doing cute things. Cute girls doing cute things. Wow. Okay, is that a thing? That's interesting. I've never heard that acronym before. Bro doesn't know anything about anime. True. EliteAri is a punk. True. He's talking about punk music. Did he say that? I don't remember that. Soon you'll be editing my videos for me, EliteAri. No, I absolutely will not be. I don't even have time. If I had no like monetary sense for money or whatever, I would hire someone to edit my videos. So I don't have to do any of that. Then I could make like 3 videos a day. EliteAri, you better take joy in learning about all the people that make your favorite anime. True, I do. Just not from Mother's Basement. Critical will let us know.
Initiating moisture.
Why on earth does he have timestamps? He doesn't do that anymore. Oh my god. Now this is a man who does not edit his own videos.
If you're looking at me and thinking to yourself, damn, looks like Charlie hasn't slept in over 24 hours, you'd be absolutely right. And since I couldn't sleep, I decided, why not watch the entire Cyberpunk anime that just dropped, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. So Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a new anime set in the Cyberpunk universe, and I don't need an implant to read your mind. You're probably wondering if it's as disappointing as the game was, and the answer is an absolute fuck no. The anime slaps so hard. Let's just rip this band-aid off now. We all know that Cyberpunk released in a pretty shitty state. There were more bugs in that game than the—
Oh my god, I don't care about the game.
goddamn garbage truck. I really like that universe. And I think that here with Edgerunner, it is so good. Now, it's not perfect. Nothing ever is, unless, of course, it's a Brendan Fraser movie, but this show goes so hard. Just non-stop, full throttle, nuts to butts. It's done by Studio Trigger, and I think it is probably their best work so far. It is breathtaking. Just a gorgeous, beautiful show. A lot of passion went into this, and it really paid off. They went fucking turbo mode on this one. They dialed this shit up to the next level. I was blown away by it. I think everything fit super well. I even got similar vibes in this show as I did to Redline, which I think is one of the best animated movies ever made. There's just moments in the show where I was like, damn, I feel like I'm watching Redline again for the first time, which is just an amazing feeling. One of the best feelings a human being can experience, true euphoria. When you watch Redline, it becomes like the proudest moment of your life, up there with like graduating college or getting married.
I have not seen this movie.
It's just such a good movie. Highly recommend checking it out, but I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, there were times in this show where I was like, wow, they're up there with some of the best when it comes to animation, especially when it comes to the action. They didn't pull any punches. It's hyper violent, super gory, over the top. Everyone like blows up. There's ribs flying. There's intestines going all over the place. Intestines flying around. His poop's falling out the back end. You know, like it goes hard.
I don't remember any poop.
Doesn't hold anything back, and I love that shit. That hyper violent action is always just a guilty pleasure of mine. It leads to really goofy, over the top moments that I think are just always fun, and they do it wonderfully here. And since it's set in the cyberpunk universe, the action's pretty creative since everyone's got all kinds of implants and all kinds of crazy cybernetic augments that let them do wild shit. So it's always flashy and it's always great. The action shines, and really everything shines here because they clearly put a lot of work into every little excruciating detail of this universe. I can't praise the visuals enough here. But now let me briefly pop this show's dick out of my mouth. This is where I have a few complaints.
Let's think. There didn't need to be nudity. I don't know. I have no idea what else he would criticize.
Story and writing. I don't think the story's bad by any means. In fact, I actually really like the story and the direction.
Well, okay, for some reason I thought it would be about nudity, but I guess it's story.
But I feel like there was a lot they wanted to tell and only a short time to tell it. It's a 10-episode series, which is pretty normal length, but I really feel like they wanted something bigger, so they condensed all of these massive story beats into really small chunks. So, for example, in episode 1, we learn a lot of information about the main character and his relationship to his mom, but we learn all of that information through like maybe 2 minutes of just exposition dump, like constantly. So it leads to a lot of things just kind of falling flat because they got there so quickly without really building up to these things. I'm not going to give spoilers, so I'm not going to go too deep into examples, but I wanted to just highlight the character's relationship to his mother right away because so much happens in such a short amount of time in just episode 1 that it's hard to really care. You know, you just kind of brush it off like, oh, well, I really didn't care at all because they didn't make me care. And there's just times where the writing's kind of silly, where they're having a conversation that's just so stiff, like, Mom, I don't really want to go to school. She's like, you know I want you to go to school for a better life. It's why I'm working so hard for you, David. It's why I'm working these jobs to put money on
Don't remember this. This could be a thing. I just don't remember.
the table to send you to that very prestigious academy, and it's why I'm never home, David. It's why you never see me at home, because you and I, we're not bonding enough because I'm busy working for you. You know, it's just like kind of that old cliche. It's just, I don't know, they hit you so quickly over the head with a lot of exposition that you just kind of roll your eyes at some of the writing. But overall, I still think it's good. Like, the characters, I think, are well written as they develop throughout the 10 episodes, but they just try and do so much, and they do it a little too fast, in my opinion. It's not a huge problem or anything. It's not a deal breaker. It doesn't ruin the show or anything, and it doesn't even really hold it back. It's not that detrimental or anything, but it's something that just kind of stood out as a bit weaker than the rest of the components. You know, the visuals are on another level. They're popping off hard as fuck, and the soundtrack is always boner jams. The soundtrack is really good, and that's something you'll notice right away.
Is Boner Jams a band, or is that like a phrase? I have no idea. Huh. Yuri is the only thing kind of considered cute girls doing cute things show you've watched, but something like K-On! Is a really big one. That would make sense. I feel like there's got to be something. Sure, there's like a show I've liked that was like cute, right? Let's have a look. I feel like something's ringing a bell in my mind. I'm like, yeah, that was like that kind of fits into that. But maybe there isn't. Maybe it literally is Yuri, and I didn't even like that show. Oh boy. You know what? Maybe there isn't. It's I guess School Live is like a little bit, maybe. Wow. I guess that's it. Maybe gamers, but I think that was not about girls or something. I don't know. Who knows? These are the criticisms I had. This guy's smart. True, he's the only one willing to give his honest opinion, you know, unlike the other two that are just saying, this show good, man.
In episode 1, like, as they're just doing things, like even just driving the car, like with this conversation I was talking about, there's like a backing track to it, which is just like an actually great song that's lightly playing in the background and just adds a lot to the ambiance of the whole world. I really appreciated that. I think they did a great job with their music choice here. So yeah, overall the show's amazing. Plugging into the Moist Meter, I'm giving Cyberpunk Edge Runners a 90%. Really,
90%, wow.
The show is it had too much for too little time. I want more from.
I'm very happy it was 10 episodes. 10 was good, okay. This has been a great and productive stream, EliteAri. I've nearly edited all my Broncos season preview video. That's good, alright. Chainsaw Man, let's see what he thinks about that.
Initiating moist.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Chainsaw Man. This anime had more hype around it than if they announced a sequel to the Bible. Everything about anime this season was geared towards how great Chainsaw Man was going to be. I couldn't stop hearing about it, people keep recommending it, and it was being animated by MAPPA, so all of these things put together into a beautiful stew was a recipe for hype. So I went into this show with very high expectations, and I'm happy to say I wasn't disappointed at all. The show's just really good. Now, this plot isn't anything super unique or special, it's a very simple, very standard
True, Chainsaw Man is generic. True.
There's devils out there, and there's people that hunt them. So we follow the devil hunters. Our protagonist has fused with the chainsaw devil, so he's got a dangly little ripcord on his chest, and when he's ready to, you know, beat and eat some ass, he yanks the ripcord and has chainsaws shoot out of his arm and out of his head, and then he just absolutely gores everything around him. The story isn't anything incredible, but the characters are really fun. It's just unapologetically goofy. For example, the main character.
That's right. Next.
When I review a movie, the typical process is this. I'll go see it, immediately after finishing it, I come home all giddy, full cocked, ready to just spit out all of my thoughts, and like Rene Descartes said, I think, therefore, I am going to review this movie. I do it immediately, so everything is all fresh in there. Everything that I cook up in this wrinkly, all of these sentences reliable, and I'm only glazing it because we're working together with the property. But the more that I squatted and stewed on this, and from Stream Chat last night, I really just want to yap about the film, and I feel like over the course of the,
Wonderful. I didn't like the Reese movie. I want a negative opinion.
You ever watch a movie that looks incredible, sounds incredible, but somehow it still feels completely empty? Yeah, that basically sums up my experience with the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie. At best, it's a 6 out of 10, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Of course, this goes without saying I will be completely spoiling the entire movie, so if you haven't already
Why did he say he didn't enjoy it? He gave it a 6 out of 10.
Seen it, please click off this video.
I guess
Also,
at best, right? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he'd actually truly give it a 3 out of 10 or something.
Not a manga reader, so I'm purely going into this as an anime-only watcher, so please keep that in mind. I think a good spot to start off is the character of Reze. The romance between Denji and Reze felt extremely rushed and forced. I mean, the movie tries way too hard to sell this love story without giving it enough time to develop naturally. I know some people want to say, well, it's a movie, they don't...
You know what I'd say? She was an assassin, man.
have that much time to work with. But honestly, I don't know. I don't think it's a time issue. I just feel like it's more about the execution. The way Reze is introduced, it just didn't feel impactful for me personally. She literally just shows up out of nowhere during a random rainstorm, and she and Denji take cover in a phone booth. And Denji, being Denji, decides to puke a flower that he ate earlier in the movie and give it to her. Like, seriously, what the hell, Denji? Now, you might argue, well, Reze was just seducing him, so of course the romance is gonna feel forced.
Yeah.
Except, there's one problem. The viewer doesn't know that yet. The movie's supposed to sell us on this romance, make us believe that maybe Denji's luck is finally turning around, and then hit us with the twist that she's actually after his heart. Unfortunately, the movie never sells that connection. There's no real chemistry or build-up, so when the twist drops, it doesn't land. What should have been an emotional gut punch just feels flat. Maybe this is subjective, but actually after his heart. Unfortunately, the movie...
I feel like the scene on the rooftop probably gives it away, right? Like, I don't think it's the stabbing scene.
He never sells that connection. There's no real chemistry or build-up, so when the twist drops, it doesn't land. What should have been an emotional gut punch just feels flat. Maybe this is subjective, but I could just tell immediately that, I don't know, she had some kind of ulterior motives. It was pretty clear that she was trying to get close to Denji for her own agenda. Her design and, just the way she was introduced made her feel kind of predictable, I feel, which kind of killed the tension.
Her design? Interesting, okay.
Tension and mystery early on in the movie. This is proven even further when Reze kills the man on the school rooftop, and you know right away that she isn't a normal girl, and she has some sort of motive of her own. I really do think that the movie would have been much stronger if Reze was kind of introduced a little earlier. For example, if Denji met her while he was out with Makima, it would have added some tension between the two women and made an eventual confrontation between Makima and Reze way more impactful. I mean, as it stands right now, that emotional payoff at the end just doesn't land as hard as it could have. And this is a point I'm going to discuss in detail much later in the video. Alright, so let's address the elephant in the room, and that...
What's the elephant in the room, I wonder? The animation, it looks so good. How can I not like something that looked good?
That is the action and fight scenes. Don't get me wrong, the animation looks pretty great. There are some times where it truly shines. But honestly, what can I even say? For majority of the fights, there are just explosions everywhere. Honestly, even...
I love this video. It's a good video.
Bakugo hasn't pulled off this many in his entire career. Don't get me wrong, though, there are moments that look great.
This is great. I love this. My god. Do you think Footy NT is getting good views? What do you think about the thumbnails? I don't care about Footy NT because I don't care about football, so I have no idea. Chainsaw Man anime is generic. That's what I heard, yeah. There's nothing good about a 6 out of 10. What do you mean? 6 out of 10 is great. Frick Rees, says Kyle, true. Is he going to complain about the spider? It's not subjective. No, he's complaining about he didn't connect to it, and I get it. If you don't connect to a movie, it's bad. I get it.
Great, but most of the fights are just chaotic flashes of light and destruction. The direction sometimes feels more interested in being loud and flashy, rather than showing us actual choreography or emotional stakes in the battle. For instance, when Reze starts attacking the city, or when she, initially enters the city chasing after Denji, Division 2 is supposed to kind of come to the rescue, Division 2's involvement was pretty pointless. They show up, do literally nothing, and get completely wiped out in seconds. Why even introduce them if they have no real impact on the story? I mean,
because it was cool. You got like a little Ucky relationship with this guy, and the vice captain comes and is like kind of cool, looks cool. I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Characters looked pretty damn cool, they look
sure. They look cool. Wasn't that enough? Oh my god.
Wrong. But the movie just uses
Bro wants cool characters to survive all the time. My god.
These characters as fodder to show how powerful the bomb devil is. Pretty lame if you ask me.
Pretty cool if you ask me. My god.
Would have been more interesting to see an actual high stakes battle and see how powerful
what is this ugly anime? God.
These Division 2 members are, but we don't get to see that. They just get wiped clean. Speaking of fighting, can we even say that Denji fights Reze? I swear for like 30 to 40 minutes straight, he's just getting absolutely demolished. He pretty much dies like multiple times and they have to keep...
Actually, he never dies, but true, good video. Note, I appreciate everyone who's able to have civil, thoughtful conversations and respects that people can have different opinions. Many of you have shared great points and sparked real discussion. Thanks for watching. Oh, look at that. She shows up out of nowhere. My guy, she was already spying on Denji. It isn't out of nowhere. Okay, he's an anime only. Fair enough. He hasn't seen what comes next. What a defense. My god, true. Well, as a Chainsaw Man fan, I have the obligation to not watch the video and give you the most biased critique ever because you dislike a thing I like and I can't cope with the people have their own opinions. True. I don't know, man. I did not liked it as much as everyone is in. Okay. Things don't have to be black and white. She can love him and want to kill him. True. I honestly respect this vid so much. Every Chainsaw Man fan is echoing that it's a masterpiece. I liked it decently, but I definitely agree with a lot of your points here. I wonder what he says to that. Yup, I got sick of the echo chamber of people praising this movie and calling it #1. Thanks for getting it. This guy's like Kyle. We love it. And like me sometimes, so we love it. What else does he make? Well, nothing that's relevant to me, I don't think. Lazarus might be the next Cowboy Bebop. Here's why. Let's find out.
Yep, you heard me. Lazarus might just be the next Cowboy Bebop. Bold claim? Maybe, but hear me out. This new anime is written and directed by the legendary Shinichiro Watanabe. Yeah, the same guy who gave us Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. You know, two of the most...
Is that all he's done? Wait. What's his name? Watanabe. I spelled that wrong. God. Anyway. Kyle's spoiling Chainsaw Man in the chat, so I'm not going to read that out. The please be civil comment is never a good sign. My review is better than this guy's. You didn't even have a review. You reviewed it with me. All this for Lazarus to become Watanabe's most disliked work. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't seen it. What else has he made? He can't just be two things, right? And then he retired. I guess it could happen. God, where's the filmography section? Oh my god. Wait, I'm an idiot. I'm looking at the Cowboy Bebop thing. Wait, okay. Oh wait, it wasn't even written by him. It was just directed by him. Okay. Okay, it's got a bunch of old stuff. And when I say a bunch, I mean this, which you never heard of. Cowboy Bebop. It's okay. Samurai Champloo. This is an awesome show. Kids on the Slope. I feel like I've heard of it. Space Dandy, I've heard of. People love this one. Terror in Residence, I've heard of. People love this one. Carol and Tuesday, I've heard of, and people love that one. And there's Lazarus, which has the same poster as Cowboy Bebop. Strange.
Influential anime of all time. Of course, these aren't the only projects that he's worked on, but...
Oh, why did I look it up?
Let's be real here. Those two alone changed the anime game forever. Or at least they made a significant impact. And now, here we are.
What is the impact? Interesting. He's done 1 million things? That wasn't 1 million. That was like 10 max. He did Carol and Tuesday and Terror in Residence. I really like those. I do hear they're very good. People love those. Bro's never heard of Macross. No, I don't hear about old anime all the time. This guy hated the live action. I love the live action. That was really good.
In 2025, just a month away from Lazarus premiering on Adult Swim, which is going to be on April 5th. And somehow, nobody is talking about it. I know, some of you are already typing. Watanabe also made Zankyo no Terror, and that was kind of mid, so...
Heath just said, he did Carol and Tuesday and Terror in Residence. I really like those. And this guy's calling him out, my god.
What's your point? Well, I have some news for you. First of all,
Wait, did he say I hated those or I enjoyed those? Wait.
I have some news for you.
Oh, god damn it.
I know, some of you are already typing. Watanabe also made Zankyo no Terror, and that was kind of mid, so what's your point?
No hate, I actually enjoyed it. Wow.
Well, I have some news for you.
This
First
guy's
of all,
smart.
the fight scenes. These are going to be designed by Chad Stahelski, the guy behind John Wick. Yeah, you heard me right. This means we're getting meticulous, choreographed action, hand-to-hand combat that, will actually feel weighty, and shootouts that look straight out of an action movie. So pair this with Watanabe's storytelling, plus Hollywood-level action, that's a winning combo. And I think that's definitely something to look forward to. Now, as if that wasn't enough, let's talk about the animation. Protagonist is already giving off major Spike Spiegel energy. Well, that's going to hit even harder because, get this, Mappa is handling the animation.
Oh my god, Mappa! Oh my god!
Mappa's animation can be. I mean, it goes to show if you've watched anime like Jujutsu Kaisen.
We're gonna settle this. Wait, what is it? Marayama? Something production... I don't remember the acronym. Maruyama Animation Produce Project Association. So the A, so he said MAPPA, and I've heard people say MAPPA, But animation should be mappa. Animation. Mappa, right? That's the correct pronunciation, right? Mappa? I don't know. Not that it matters, but it is what it is. This guy hates live action. True, I already read that. What am I doing? All right.
Titan Chainsaw Man, you get the idea. Now imagine that level of quality in a series that feels like a spiritual successor to Cowboy.
So what's the problem with this? The people just not, like, what was the problem? Like, was it badly animated? Like, I don't know anything about this movie. Yeah. I mean, not movie, sorry. Anime. God. True, thank you.
Just a few weeks ago, this year's Oscar nominees were announced. Strange as those nominations were, and keep in mind I haven't seen all of them yet, I have yet to stumble on a true stinker from 2025 that made the cut. But it had me wondering, what are some of the worst movies to have squeezed their way into the Oscars? Well, I went on Letterboxd and found this list with every Oscar nominee ever, sorted by lowest average, and selected a few interesting choices to dive into and explore. A note, I tried not to do just the 9 worst films, as most of those are for the same category.
Oh my god, Blonde! Wow. Oh, The Rise of Skywalker. I've seen some of these bad ones. Man, it is kind of crazy. Blonde is down here with The Rise of Skywalker. But okay.
Best original song. I wanted to see what the worst editing nom looked like, what the worst cinematography looked like, worst picture, you get it. I thought it would be kind of fun, but I immediately regretted this challenge. Why that is, I'll explain as we make our way through, moving from best to worst. But in the meantime, let's talk about some movies that have more nominations than The Shining, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Heat, Before Sunrise, Old Boy, The Big Lebowski, and so many more. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, directed by Hal Bartlett, is a fascinating movie that I'm surprised I had not heard about before this. This is a film adaptation of the very popular novella of the same name written by Richard Bach, and tells the story of a young seabird who, after being cast out by his stern flock, goes on an odyssey to discover how to break the limits of his own flying speed. The film was nominated for 2 awards, actually, Best Editing and Best Cinematography, lost in both. And cinematography-wise, I suppose I'm not too surprised by that, say what you will about the film, but how they managed to shoot all these different shots of seagulls in a way that told a story and looked beautiful at the same time is...
It does look really good, just from these clips. I can't bring myself to watch it by myself. Lazarus or this video? It was just really boring. Interesting. There was one really good episode in the middle, but everything else was just an empty cat and mouse game. Okay, interesting. So, you know, the audience just isn't ready for it. One day, they'll be ready. They'll go back to it and they'll be like, man, this is an untapped gem. People just didn't recognize the genius of this show. They thought it was boring. How embarrassing. But we'll see. The people hate Blonde. It is true. People do hate Blonde. Also, I just got a comment on a video. I got a notification. Let's go read it. I'm sure it's going to be something very insightful and amazing. Where is it? 6 minutes ago. At the end of the day, at least she's a cool character, trans or not. Look, this is the most civil comment I've gotten. Well done. Thank you. All right. How's this video? 100. Why is this getting so many views? This is like the most boring of all the videos I've made. You know what? For context, for anyone who hasn't watched this, I basically say, man, this character, he had an interesting like introduction this season. I wonder what that means. And I didn't even give an answer. I just, at the end, I'm like, huh, I wonder what that means. And then I said, that's it this time. So, I don't know. Interesting.
Is undeniably impressive. Editing, I'm even more impressed with for the same reasons.
Wait, I said to watch the Blonde portion of the video. Okay. How on earth am I going to find this?
AG1 for sponsoring this video. Blonde, directed by Andrew Dominique, is a 2022 biopic of Marilyn
Now this is a good movie.
Monroe, based on the book of the same name written by Joyce Carol Oates. Ana de Armas was nominated for Best Actress in a Leading Role, and...
You know, I will respect this person a lot if they've read the book. And their critique is like, man, it's nothing like the book, man.
That's it? I'm actually surprised this missed on a cinematography nom in retrospect, because Blonde, flaws aside, is incredibly shot by cinematographer Chase
True, that is true.
I hesitate to use the word beautiful, as the film is far from that, but the camera work does an incredible job matching the photography of the period whilst...
What is a film that he thinks looks beautiful? This is, I can say it unequivocally, this is a beautiful looking movie. I'm curious what looks better. I guess The Lighthouse looks better, like in terms of stuff I've seen. Yi probably looks better.
I hesitate to use the word beautiful, as the film is far from that, but the camera work does an incredible job matching the photography of the period whilst communicating that same emotional emptiness. Blonde, like the next film on this list, is one I was really hoping to never revisit, but it's an interesting one in the context of this list considering how bold it is, considering the NC-17 rating, and considering the director behind it is probably the most thoughtful of any other filmmaker here. Dominique is uniquely skilled at making tragic cinema that happens to look beautiful, and Blonde on paper seems like the perfect material for him to get his hands on. A tragic figure known for her beauty reduced to a symbol and unable to connect with the people around her. Blonde is in that way a challenging one to sit through. The film is punishing and certainly effective in its exploration of Monroe's troubled state, but as a character piece, Piece, it really fails in finding the necessary depth to make this more than just punishing. The way I've always viewed this film is, it's
really interesting.
A critique on a figure viewed by society solely as an image, directed in a way that's no less narrow than the perspective it's criticizing, which in that way leaves the film with a lot to be desired thematically, especially for a film desperate to be profound. The worst part is, this thing is just shy of 3 hours, making its shallowness all the more obvious. It's pretty to look at, but a slog to get through, ultimately making it a bold take on a challenging figure that I really wanted to appreciate more than I do.
You know, I don't know enough about... I wasn't there when the movie came out. And when people were talking about it. And I don't know enough about this channel. And I also don't know enough about Marilyn Monroe. And I don't know enough about the director. And I don't know enough about anything here. So I could be completely wrong when I say this. But this person does come across as like a pretty big coward. Where they're couching all their language because it comes across like they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. Because people are going to like criticize them for it. Or they have like friends who like... they wouldn't like if their friends saw their like true opinion or something. Hey, this is like a cowardly thing. But again, I don't know this channel enough. I wasn't there for Blonde. Maybe this is like a very common thing that people independently arrived at, but I feel like this is not an opinion you get by watching the movie and then just naturally arriving at this conclusion. So I don't know. It's pretty dumb, but like Miller's opinion, that's a genuine opinion. Okay, he doesn't like it because it was like boring or something, and it was about abortion. We love that. I believe that he came to that opinion on his own. This one, I don't know about that, man. But okay. Anyway. Check top chat? What do you why? What do you mean? I'm on live chat. That message made sense. Wait, did I miss a message? I don't know. Wait, I said, oh wait, okay. Did you decide to put a tweet in the middle and pretend it was your observation? Oh yeah, true. No, firstly, no. I went and did my own recording for that. I had to go and watch episode 1 and 2 to find where that scene came from. The opening scene. But also, yes, you are correct. But firstly, it wasn't Twitter, it was Reddit, for context. But these are my own original screenshots, okay? But it is true, if you go to the Jujutsu Kaisen subreddit. Was it, or maybe it was the anime subreddit? I don't know where. I think it was a subreddit. Yeah, this. Wait, did I use the same image? Oh my god, that's actually insane. I truly did take the screenshot of my own. But it is the exact same image, isn't it? I guess it was the best frame. Like, there were a bunch. There was in, like, slightly different poses. His mouth, like, opens and closes in the scene. I guess, to be honest, there probably wasn't any animation besides the mouth opening and closing. But true. What can I say, Good insight. I saw that Yuji tweets of the side-by-side. No, I saw this subreddit post, so, yeah. We love Blonde. True. He's saying the movie isn't beautiful. True. It's crazy. This is just what everyone says. That's what it's kind of came across as. True or big pussy coward. I don't want to say it because I don't know enough about the channel, so maybe I'm wrong. It's a cold. It's cold tonight. Eh. Well, I mean, my door's closed right now, so I'm warming up in here. Where's my... Let me dust off this and... Well, you guys can't read it because it's backwards, but it's 24.8 degrees Celsius in my room. Anyway, I think that's it. I've been streaming enough. I got stuff to do tonight. Maybe I'll watch a Pluribus episode. Maybe I will... What do I have to do? I'm not recording an Andor thing tonight. That's I need more energy for that. Maybe I'll watch some One Piece. Maybe I'll watch some Naruto. Maybe I'll watch an Evangelion movie. Maybe I'll do nothing. Maybe I'll play Factorio. We love Factorio. Damn, that's hot. It is. Yeah, my room heats up whenever I close my door. It's terrible. You have to watch Andor? That's tomorrow. If I was just watching it, I'd probably watch it, but I need to react to it, so I need to be awake for that. It's not even the reaction, it's like I have to think about things when I react, which means I have to like write down notes and then afterward talk about it, and that's a whole thing. That's a tomorrow thing. But I will be watching that. I am looking forward to that a lot. We love Andor. Anyway. So... I suppose see you next time, guys. Remember to check out tomorrow. There is an Andor and a Pluribus video coming out. Sunday there'll be a One Piece one. Monday there'll be so on and so forth. You get the point. There's a whole schedule now if you want to go to the Great EliteAri Twitter. And you see this. Am I still streaming? Yeah, I am. You see this. So wonderful. Don't watch an Ava movie? Why not? I got to get through it. And then we can discuss it next week. And I also have to watch Orb. So much to do. So little time. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time, guys. And by next time, I mean next Friday, probably.